The large glass doors slid open. Ambassador Taejin Park took a deep breath and stepped into the great hall of the Galactic Council. The room was huge, bigger than any stadium on Earth. Thousands of alien beings sat in curved rows that went up and up, almost out of sight. Some had scales, others had tentacles. Some glowed, and others seemed made of stone or metal. Taejin did not show fear. He walked with his back straight and his head high. Behind him came his team, Security Chief Han Sol with his watchful eyes, scanning every corner, and Science Director Jisoo, who carried a small tablet and looked calmly at the alien tech around them. "Humans!" A deep voice boomed through the hall. "Step forward." The voice belonged to the Grand Arbiter, a tall blue being with 4 arms who sat at the center of the highest row. Around the Arbiter sat the 7 High Council members, the oldest and most powerful species in the galaxy. "Ambassador Park of Earth," Taejin said clearly. "We thank the Council for this meeting." A small lie. Earth hadn't asked for this meeting. 3 years ago, alien ships had appeared in Earth's sky. They called themselves the Welcoming Fleet of the Galactic Council. They said they came in peace. They invited Earth to join the great family of spacefaring races. What they didn't say was that join meant obey. "The Council has reviewed your world's application," the Arbiter said. "Earth will be granted Level 3 membership with the following terms." Taejin's face stayed calm as the Arbiter listed the Council's demands. Earth must limit its ships to its own solar system for 50 years. Earth must share all its technology with the Council. Earth must give 1/3 of all its metals and rare materials as membership dues. Earth must accept Council guards at all its spaceports. Earth could not build more than 20 warships. With each point, the human team's faces grew harder. When the Arbiter finished, a heavy silence fell over the hall. "The Council is most generous," said a snake-like alien from the High Council. "Many new races are kept at Level 4 for centuries. You should be grateful." Taejin looked back at Han Sol and Jisoo. They gave small nods. They had expected this. They were ready. "The nations of Earth have carefully studied your offer," Taejin said, his voice strong and clear. "We must respectfully decline all conditions." For 3 seconds, nothing happened. Then the hall exploded with noise. Aliens jumped up, shouted, buzzed, and flashed angry colors. The snake alien's hood spread wide in shock. Even the Arbiter's calm mask broke as all 4 of his arms slammed down on the table. "Silence!" the Arbiter shouted, and slowly the noise died down. "Ambassador Park, perhaps you did not understand. These are not suggestions. These are the terms of your entry into galactic society." Taejin smiled. It was not a warm smile. "We understood perfectly," he said. "Earth declines membership in the Galactic Council under these or any similar terms." Now the silence was complete. In 10,000 years, no race had ever turned down Council membership. It was not how things worked. "This is not how things work," said the Arbiter, echoing the thought in every alien mind. "The Council offers protection, resources, a place among the stars, for a very steep price," said Jisoo, speaking for the first time. Her voice was soft but carried through the quiet hall. "We have studied the histories. New member worlds give up their freedom piece by piece. Their cultures are slowly erased. Their people serve the older races." A tall green alien with crystal growths on its head stood up. "You know nothing, human. Without the Council's protection, you will not survive. There are dangers in the void you cannot imagine." Han Sol stepped forward, his hand resting lightly on his side where his weapon would be if they hadn't been asked to come unarmed. "We've faced dangers before," he said simply. "We'll take our chances." The Arbiter's 4 fists clenched. "No race has ever rejected Council authority. Then perhaps it's time someone did," Taejin replied. A red light began to flash at the edge of the hall. The doors the humans had entered through sealed shut with a hiss. Other doors opened, and armed guards in sleek armor marched in. "If you will not accept our generous offer," the Arbiter said coldly, "then perhaps a demonstration of Council power will change your minds." Jisoo smiled and tapped her tablet. Throughout the hall, lights flickered, the big screens showing the Arbiters, face went dark. The guards' weapons made strange clicking sounds and went dead in their hands. "What is happening?" demanded the snake alien, rising up on its coils. "A simple electromagnetic pulse, modified for your technology," Jisoo explained calmly. "Temporary, but effective." The sealed doors slid open again. "Perhaps," said Tae-jin, "the council underestimated humanity. A common mistake, but a serious one." The human team turned to leave. Han-sol paused at the door and looked back at the shocked council. "We hoped for true friendship among the stars," he said. "Not another form of chains. Earth will find its own way." As they walked out, the hall remained silent. No one tried to stop them. Back on their ship, as they prepared to leave the massive council station, Tae-jin looked out at the stars. "How long do we have?" he asked. Jisoo checked her screens. "They're already calling their fleets. 3 days, maybe 4, before they can gather enough ships to threaten Earth." Tae-jin nodded and pressed a button on the ship's comm. "This is Ambassador Park to Earth Command. Diplomatic option has failed, as expected. The Council reacted exactly, as our intelligence predicted. Moving to Phase 2. "Understood, Ambassador," came the reply. "The fleet is standing by. Defense grids are at full power. Operation Defiance is now active." Han-sol joined Tae-jin at the window. "Do you think they have any idea what they've done?" Tae-jin shook his head. "They've spent too long bullying younger races. They see our technology and think we're new to the stars." "They don't know we've been watching them for 50 years, Jisoo added. "They don't know we broke their codes, studied their weaknesses." "They don't know that humans prepare for the worst," said Han-sol, "even while hoping for the best." As their ship pulled away from the station, alarms began to sound behind them. Council ships were moving to block their path. "Too late," said Tae-jin quietly. Jisoo pressed another button on her tablet. Their ship shimmered and seemed to fade from view. The council sensors would no longer see them. "Set course for Earth," Tae-jin ordered. "The real fight is about to begin." Behind them, the council, ruler of 1,000 worlds for 10,000 years, faced something it had never encountered before, a race that said no. Ahead of them, Earth, waited, ready and armed, prepared for the storm that was coming. The humans had made their choice. Now all that remained was to prove they could back it up. 3 days after the council meeting, Earth was ready for war. The skies above the planet were filled with ships and defense platforms that had been hidden for years. Grand Admiral Do-hyun stood on the bridge of Earth's largest warship, the EDS, Indomitable. The ship was over a mile long with weapons that could tear apart most alien vessels. "Status report," Do-hyun said, his voice calm despite the coming storm. Commander Sunmi looked up from her screen. "All systems are at full power, Admiral. The Council fleet has grown to 37 ships at the edge of our solar system. They appear to be waiting for more to arrive." Do-hyun nodded. The Council thought they were being careful. They did not know they were being watched. "And our defenses?" "The shield is at 98% power," Sunmi replied. "All weapon systems are ready. The moon base is fully operational." Do-hyun walked to the large window at the front of the bridge. From here he could see Earth below, beautiful and blue. Around the planet, hundreds of smaller ships moved in careful patterns like dancers in space. Further out, near the moon, larger ships waited in formation. "They still think we're alone," Do-hyun said quietly. "Yes, Admiral," said Sunmi. "Our spies report that the Council believes Earth has no allies and limited technology. This was Earth's greatest secret and greatest strength. Humans had been preparing for this day for 50 years, ever since the first alien signals were detected. While the world went about its normal life, a secret space program had grown in the shadows. Ships were built in hidden bases. Weapons were tested in the far reaches of the solar system, and Earth had found friends among the stars. Not all alien races loved the Council's rule. Down on the surface, in the main Earth defense base built deep under the Rocky Mountains, Engineering Director Kyung-ho watched as data flowed across dozens of screens. The base was the heart of Earth's defense network, connected to similar bases around the world. "Director, we've picked up new transmissions," his assistant Jin Woo said. looking up from his workstation. The Council is sending a message to all its worlds. They're saying Earth is dangerous and must be controlled. Kyung-ho snorted. Of course they would say that. Anyone who stands up to them is dangerous. Jinwoo nodded. They're saying they gave us every chance to join peacefully. They're telling their people that humans are violent and unstable. And what do our allies say? Jinwoo smiled. The Rothi ships are in position, hidden behind Jupiter. The Corvin fleet is ready near Saturn. Both are waiting for your signal. Kyung-ho checked the time. According to their spies, the Council would attack in less than 6 hours. They wanted to make an example of Earth. They wanted to show the galaxy what happened to those who defied the Council's will. Send word to all stations, Kyung-ho ordered. Operation Defiance is entering final stage. All personnel to battle stations. Back on the Indomitable, Admiral Do-hyun received the message from Earth Command. It was time. He pressed a button on his chair. This is Admiral Do-hyun to all Earth forces. The Council fleet will attack soon. They expect us to be weak. They expect us to surrender quickly. They are wrong. Throughout the solar system, men and women in Earth defense uniforms listened to his words. For 50 years we have prepared for this day. We have built our ships, our weapons, our shields. We have made allies among the stars. Today we show the galaxy that humans will not bow to bullies, no matter how big they are. On a small screen, to his left, Do-hyun could see the Council fleet growing. More ships were arriving every hour. Soon there would be over 100. The largest attack fleet the Council had assembled in 1,000 years. Each of you knows your duty. Each of you is ready. Today we fight not just for Earth but for every world that has been forced to submit to Council rule. Today we stand for freedom among the stars. As the Admiral spoke, something unexpected happened. A new ship appeared near Earth's orbit. It was huge, even bigger than the Indomitable. Its design was unlike any human vessel. Admiral, Sunmi called. Out, her voice tense. Unknown ship has just dropped out of faster-than-light travel. It's a Council dreadnought. Do-hyun's breath caught. A dreadnought was the Council's largest warship. Only 5 existed in the entire galaxy. Each one was said to be able to destroy a planet. They're sending a message, Sunmi said. Audio only. Put it through, Do-hyun ordered. A deep, rumbling voice filled the bridge. This is High Commander Thaz of the Galactic Council Dreadnought Justice. Your world stands accused of defiance against Council authority. Surrender now, and your punishment will be limited to 50 years of direct Council rule. Resist, and your world will be made an example for all other races who might consider rebellion. Do-hyun's face hardened. He nodded to Sunmi, who opened a channel. This is Grand Admiral Do-hyun of Earth Defense Fleet. We have no interest in your threats or your rule. Earth is a free world and will remain so. You have 1 hour to reconsider, the alien commander replied. After that, we will destroy your defenses and take your world by force. The communication ended. Do-hyun turned to his crew. Send the signal to our allies. It's time to show the Council they're not the only ones with powerful friends. Far out in the solar system, hidden behind the gas giants, alien ships began to power up their engines. The Rothi, with their advanced shield technology. The Corvin, with weapons that could cut through almost any defense. Both races had suffered under Council rule. Both had been waiting for someone to stand with them against the Council's power. In the mountain base, Kyung-ho activated Earth's greatest secret, weapon. Throughout the solar system, hundreds of small devices came to life. These were jump blockers based on technology Earth had stolen from the Council years ago. Once activated, they would prevent any ship from entering or leaving the system through faster-than-light travel. The trap is set, Kyung-ho said to Jinwoo. Now we wait. The hour passed quickly. On the Indomitable, Do-hyun watched as the Council fleet formed up. They were coming in fast, confident in their superior numbers and technology. All ships battle formation Delta, Do-hyun ordered. Activate all weapon systems. Shields to maximum power. The Council ships entered firing range. The dreadnought moved to the front of their formation, its massive weapons glowing as they charged up. They're targeting our orbital platforms first, Sunmi reported. Do-hyun nodded. As expected, let them come a little closer. The first shots from the Council fleet lanced out, bright beams of energy heading toward Earth's defenses. The moment they had all been preparing for had arrived. Now, said Do-hyun, spring the trap. The first shots from the Council fleet streaked through space toward Earth. Bright beams of energy, powerful enough to crack a moon, hit Earth's orbital defenses. Nothing happened. The beams touched the shields around Earth and simply disappeared. No explosion, no damage, nothing. On the bridge of the Council Dreadnought Justice, High Commander Thaz stared in disbelief. What happened? He demanded. Where is the impact? His weapons officer checked the screens. The energy was absorbed, Commander. Their shields are like nothing in our database. Thaz slammed his fist on his command chair. Impossible. Human technology is primitive. Fire again, all weapons. The entire Council fleet fired. 100 ships unleashed their weapons at once. The space around Earth lit up like a new sun was born. Again, the energy simply vanished into Earth's shields. On the EDS Indomitable, Admiral Do-hyun allowed himself a small smile. Phase 1 complete, he said. The shields are holding perfectly. Commander Sunmi nodded. The Council is confused. Their sensors are trying to understand our shield technology. Then let's give them something else to think about, Do-hyun said. Signal the Rathi and Corvin fleets, execute Phase 2. Behind Jupiter and Saturn, the hidden alien ships powered up their engines. They had been waiting for this moment for years. The Rathi, with their sleek silver ships, moved like fish in water. The Corvin vessels, dark and angular, looked like hunting birds. On the Council Dreadnought, an alarm sounded. Commander, the sensor officer shouted. New contacts. Many new contacts appearing from behind the gas giants. Thaz rushed to the sensor display. His four eyes widened in shock. Rathi ships? And Corvin? Fighting alongside humans? Impossible. But the evidence was right in front of him. Over 200 alien ships, from races that were supposed to be under Council control, were moving to attack his fleet. This is a trap, Thaz realized too late. Order all ships to jump out of the system. His communications officer tried to send the order, but nothing happened. Sir, we can't establish a jump point. Something is blocking our drives. Now it was Earth's turn to attack. From the moon, massive cannons emerged from hidden bases. The Earth fleet moved forward, weapons ready. From Mars, another fleet appeared. Ships that had been hiding on the red planet's surface. All Earth forces. Admiral Do-hyun's voice rang out. Attack pattern echo. Target the Council's heavy cruisers first. Earth's weapons were different from the Council's. Instead of energy beams, they fired strange pulses that seemed to bend space itself. When they hit Council ships, shields simply failed. Metal twisted and tore. In the mountain base on Earth, Director Kyung-ho watched the battle unfold on his screens. Beside him, Jin-woo was monitoring the jump blockers. The blockers are working perfectly, Jin-woo reported. No Council ship can escape, Kyung-ho nodded. And our allies? The Rathi are attacking from the right flank. The Corvin are hitting them from behind. The Council fleet is surrounded. On his main screen, Kyung-ho could see the Council Dreadnought, firing desperately at Earth's fleet. Its weapons were powerful, but it couldn't hit everything at once. Smaller Earth ships darted around it, too fast to target easily. Send in the ghosts, Kyung-ho ordered. From Earth's orbit, 20 small ships, detached from the main fleet. These were the ghost ships, Earth's most advanced vessels. They could become nearly invisible, even to the best sensors. The ghost ships slipped through the battle untouched and unseen. They surrounded the Dreadnought, finding the weak spots in its massive armor. On the Indomitable, Admiral Do-hyun watched as the battle unfolded exactly as planned. The Council is breaking formation, Sunmi reported. Their ships are trying to retreat, but they can't jump away. Send a message to High Commander Thaz, Do-hyun ordered. Tell him we are willing to accept his surrender. The message went out. Minutes passed as the battle continued. Council ships were falling one by one. The once proud fleet was now fighting for survival. Finally, a reply came from the Dreadnought. This is High Commander Thaz. I demand to know how this is possible. Human technology was assessed at pre-stellar level just 4 years ago. Do-hyun signaled for the channel to be opened. This is Admiral Do-hyun. What you saw is what we wanted you to see. Humans have been watching the stars for much longer than you think. We intercepted your transmissions 50 years ago. We learned your languages, your technology, your weaknesses. There was silence from the dreadnought. Then, impossible. Look around you, Commander, Do-hyun said calmly. Your fleet is defeated. Your allies are not coming. Your jump drives are blocked. Accept reality. On the Council dreadnought, Thaz looked at his tactical display. Half his fleet was already destroyed or disabled. The rest were surrounded. The humans and their allies had lost ships too, but not nearly as many. How? He asked again. How did you hide all this? Our scouts saw nothing. Because we didn't want them to see, came a new voice. It was Ambassador Tae-jin, joining the call, from Earth. We showed your scouts what they expected to see, a young, naive species just reaching for the stars. But why reject our offer? Thaz demanded. You could have joined the Council peacefully. Security Chief Han Sol's face appeared next to Tae-jin's. Your version of peace is just slow conquest. We studied your history. Every new council member loses its freedom within a few generations. In the council chambers, far across the galaxy, emergency alarms were sounding. The news of the battle was spreading. The unthinkable had happened. A newcomer species had not only rejected council authority, but was defeating their military. More disturbing were the reports coming in from many sectors. Human outposts, colonies, and bases, all hidden until now, were revealing themselves. Dozens of worlds that had seemed primitive suddenly showed advanced technology. The humans had been among them all along, watching and waiting. Back in the solar system, the Council fleet had stopped fighting. One by one, the ships were powering down their weapons. The dreadnought held out the longest, but even its massive power could not match the combined forces against it. Do you accept our terms? Admiral Do-hyun asked High Commander Thaz. All Council ships to surrender. All crews to be treated according to galactic law. The Council to recognize Earth's independence and sovereignty. Thaz's alien face showed. Emotions humans couldn't fully read, but defeat was clear enough. The Council will never accept. The Council is not here. Do-hyun interrupted. You are. Your ships are. Make your choice, Commander. After a long pause, Thaz spoke again. I surrender my fleet. But know this, human. The Council controls thousands of worlds. This battle is only the beginning. Ambassador Tae-jin smiled. We're counting on it. Tell your Council leaders that the age of their rule is ending. A new era is beginning, one where worlds stand as equals, not masters and servants. As the Council ships lowered their shields, Admiral Do-hyun looked out at Earth, still safe and untouched. Phase 3 complete, he said quietly. Now for the hard part. The real challenge wasn't winning a battle, it was changing a galaxy. 6 months after the Battle of Earth, Ambassador Tae-jin Park stood once again in the Great Hall of the Galactic Council. This time, things were very different. The hall was only half full. Many council races had withdrawn their representatives after Earth's victory. Some had joined the new alliance that humans were building. Others were waiting to see what would happen next. The 7 High Council members still sat in their special seats, but they no longer looked powerful and confident. Now they looked worried. Ambassador Park, the Grand Arbiter said, his voice much less commanding than before. The Council has reviewed your requests. We find them difficult to accept. Tae-jin nodded calmly. I understand. Change is never easy, but the old ways are ending whether the Council accepts it or not. Behind Tae-jin stood not just his human team, but representatives from 14 other species. The Rati and Corvin were there, proud to stand openly against their former masters. But there were also the Delvians, the Mech, the Orosu, and others, all races that had secretly allied with humans or joined them after seeing Earth's victory. Science Director Jisoo stepped forward, holding a data tablet. We have prepared a new treaty. We call it the Terran Accord. The details of the accord appeared on screens throughout the hall. The council members read it with growing disbelief. "This is outrageous," said the snake-like council member. "You propose to end all resource taxation of newer races, to allow free technology sharing, to let any world leave the council without penalty." "Yes," Jisoo said simply. "We propose fairness and freedom instead of control and exploitation." Security Chief Han Sol, standing tall and alert as always, added, "The accord also calls for new rules on how the galaxy is governed. No more permanent High Council members. No more forcing new species to obey the old ones." The Arbiter's 4 hands gripped his desk tightly. "And if we refuse?" Tae-jin spread his hands. "Then the Terran Alliance will continue to grow. More worlds will leave the Council. Your power will fade until nothing remains. The choice is yours. Change or become irrelevant." The hall erupted in angry shouts and arguments. Some council representatives were furious at the humans' demands. Others were already considering the benefits of the new system. In the back of the hall, representatives from dozens of younger races watched with hope in their eyes. For thousands of years, they had accepted their place at the bottom of galactic society. Now, for the first time, they could see a different future. The Arbiter called for a recess. The council needed time to discuss these shocking proposals. As the hall emptied, Tae-jin and his team gathered in a small meeting room with their allies. "Do you think they will agree?" asked Sarvek, the leader of the Rathi delegation. His silver skin gleamed under the lights. "Some will," said Han Sol. "Others will fight until the end." "The most important thing," said Jisoo, "is that they can no longer ignore us. The balance of power has shifted. They know it. The whole galaxy knows it." Tae-jin looked out a window at the stars. "Our goal was never to destroy the council, only to change it, to make it better." "And if they refuse to change?" asked Kothmar of the Corvin, his bird-like features sharp and intense. "Then we build something new in its place," Tae-jin replied. After 3 hours, the council session resumed. The hall was quieter now. The initial shock and anger had been replaced by grim acceptance. The Arbiter spoke first. "The High Council has conferred. We propose amendments to your accord. We seek a compromise that preserves some of our traditions." Tae-jin and Jisoo reviewed the proposed changes on their tablets. Most were minor, changes in wording, timeline, extensions. The council was trying to save face while giving in to most of the human demands. "We accept some of these amendments," Tae-jin said after conferring with his team. "Others we must reject, but I believe we can find common ground." For the next 4 hours, humans and council members negotiated, point by point. Some debates were heated, others respectful. Throughout it all, the other races watched as the future of the galaxy was decided. Finally, a version of the accord was ready that both sides could accept. It wasn't perfect. Compromises never are, but it would fundamentally change how things worked in the galaxy. "We will put this to a full council vote," the Arbiter announced. "All member worlds will have 3 standard months to review the terms and decide." As the session ended, a tall green alien with crystal growths approached Tae-jin. It was the Aibara, same council member who had shouted threats during the first meeting months ago. "I did not believe humans could survive in the greater galaxy," the alien said. "I was wrong." Tae-jin nodded. "Many have underestimated us. It is a common mistake." "But I must ask," the alien continued. "You could have demanded our complete surrender after your victory. You could have taken control of the council by force. Why didn't you?" "Because that's what you would have done," Admiral Do-hyun answered, joining the conversation. "And we are not you," Jisoo added. "Humans don't want to rule the galaxy. We just don't want anyone ruling us." The alien considered this. A strange concept, but perhaps worth exploring. Back on Earth, the news of the council negotiations was met with celebration and relief. For 50 years, humanity had prepared for war while hoping for peace. Now it seemed both were possible. In the mountain base, Director Kyung-ho and Jin-woo watched a live feed from the council station. "Do you think it will last?" Jin-woo asked. "This new peace?" Kyung-ho smiled. Nothing lasts forever, but it's a start. On screens around them, they could see reports coming in from across the galaxy. Worlds that had been under strict council control were holding their first free elections. Species that had been forced to stay in their home systems were building new ships for exploration. Ancient knowledge hoarded by the oldest races was being shared freely. The council still doesn't fully understand humans, Kyung-ho said. They think we fought just for ourselves. Jinwoo nodded. They don't realize that humans fight hardest when we're fighting for others, not just ourselves. In the decades that followed, the galaxy changed more than it had in the previous 1,000 years. The old council eventually transformed into a true forum of equals. Some of the oldest races resisted at first, but eventually even they adapted to the new reality. And Earth? Earth became known throughout the stars not as conquerors but as liberators, not as warriors, though they had proven their skill in battle, but as builders of a better system. It had all started with a simple, defiant statement in a council chamber. We respectfully decline. With those words, humanity had not just secured its own freedom, but started a movement that would free hundreds of worlds and trillions of beings. As Tai-Jin often said in the years that followed, the strongest chains are the ones you don't realize you're wearing until someone shows you the key. Humanity had found that key, and they had shared it with the galaxy.